Guys, seriously, this is what my kitchen looks like every night during this season. I just got back from the garden. I've got a basket of greens that I need to figure out what I'm keeping and drying. I just pulled beets, or what is that? Basil that I'm hanging. I've got broccoli. I got red cabbage, more broccoli. Got beets under there, probably the last of the beets, the last of the spring lettuce. And then over here, this is my kitchen, guys. Look, it's a mess. What am I doing? Well, I've pulled the rest of the garlic scapes, so I'm gonna make a batch of pesto. We had 3 chickens that we used for dinner this week. So we have bone broth that we did, like bone broth that we made a few days ago. See the jiggle? Now I have to can it. I'm roasting almonds for the pesto. All right, so the scapes are going in the food processor. I'm just pulling off the tops. Usually when I make this, I pull off the flowers, but I just want to see what happens if I don't. So we'll see what the pesto turns out like. So we're just breaking them up into smaller pieces for the food processor. We're roasting the almonds. This recipe called for walnuts and pecans and pine nuts and stuff that I don't typically have on hand. So I've made this recipe about 4 times now, and it's amazing. I am just using almonds. So I'm using almonds, and then it is olive oil or avocado oil, the scapes, and a little bit of basil, which I've been using dry, but I'll use the fresh stuff now. And I forget what else. All right, guys, so the recipe calls for the scapes. We've got that in there. 9 timesing, it only calls for like 3 or 4 scapes. I have like 8 per recipe. It calls for thyme. It calls for, so this is thyme that I have from last year. Calls for salt, fresh basil, nutritional yeast. I think this is the key. Roasted almonds and olive oil. This pesto is amazing.
Hello? Are you listening?
I finally got a helper in the kitchen. Anna, what are you doing?
I am putting all these greens into the blender to make green powder for our smoothies.
Still not done. We're saving greens. We've got dandelion greens. We've got beet greens. We've got kale. We've got, oh no, I'm lying. That's broccoli leaf. We've got spinach. We're gonna save the nice small baby ones and put them in omelets and things over the weekend, but the rest are going in. Bad boy. And we're done. One more thing, forgot. We're making beet kvass.